the Ministry of Information Communications Technology and National Guidance, with support from the U.S. Department of State and administered by World Learning, recently hosted the Intellectual Property IP Conference on Wednesday, the 24th of April 2024 at the 4 Points by Sheraton in Kampala. The conference served as a pivotal platform for innovators, providing comprehensive insights into intellectual property rights and their role in driving innovation forward. With a theme centered around IP and the Sustainable Development Goals, building a common future with innovation and creativity, the event attracted a diverse array of attendees, including young female innovators, inventors, authors, and key stakeholders by various sectors, notably representatives from ministries of ICT and NG, the Secretariat of STI OPURSB, IP Office, IP advocates, and accomplished women in STEM were present, facilitating an enriching exchange of ideas and experiences. The conference commenced with a thought-provoking keynote address by Mr. Kenneth Muhanji, partner KTA Advocates, setting the stage for dynamic discussions ahead.
So really, mine is to again thank you for coming this morning and to ask you, in whatever capacity you are, to think through how you as a person can be able to use intellectual property to, one, add value to yourself, to your family, and to your nation. There's a term that I've been sharing with my colleagues at office called destiny helper. Do you have a destiny helper? Someone helps you to accomplish your destiny. And so if I was using intellectual property as well, this intellectual property can be your destiny helper, and mine is to remind you of that and to wish you a good day today. Thank you very much.
Ms. Elizabeth Ntege, chairperson of ICT Uganda, passionately highlighted the intersection of IP and gender equality within the ICT landscape, underscoring the importance of inclusivity in innovation.
Promoting gender equality in intellectual property not only advances the rights and recognition of women, but also drives diverse and inclusive innovations that benefit this world. We will work together to create an environment where every invention and innovation by a woman is celebrated and credited just as it's deserved. So let's celebrate this Intellectual Property Week and our rights because it is a cornerstone for a more equitable and progressive future. Thank you very much.
Mr. Patrick J. Mojisha, co-founder of Innovent Labs Africa, provided valuable insights into the essence of IP and its transformative impact on communities.
There's what we refer to as the IP value chain. This is just the entire space, what quite systematic functions. And you look at an IP system which is tailored around the inventor or the creator. That's one stakeholder. The second one is the society, who's going to actually utilize the IP that you create. Then you've got the state governments that actually sets the legal frameworks that help you to be able to find a way of getting your IP protected, enforced, and even to the extent of commercialization. That's why we've got a URSB here, ably represented by, I think, my big sister, Mercy, and my other colleagues there. So it's very important. So that is the IP system. The inventor, the creator, society, and the government. The IP value chain begins with generation. IP has to be generated. It has to be generated irrespective of the type of IP. We've mentioned patents, we've mentioned trademarks, we've mentioned trade secrets, we've mentioned designs. They have to be generated. Someone has to generate this. For the case of patents, for example, if you're a computer engineer, you have to generate these codes. You have to generate them. And as you generate them, you have to generate them somewhere. IP is not generated in a vacuum. All right? So whether in academia, in the private sector, public research organizations, IP has to be generated.
Meanwhile, Ms. Masika Inowisho, Registrar General at URSB, delved into the imperative of enhancing IP within the digital realm to foster gender equality and uphold copyright law.
If we connect the dots in terms of the government infrastructure, the private spaces or the private players, the interventions that we have mentioned, and also taking into consideration of the fact that we're already advantaged as a country because we have it all from the legal, institutional, ICT, environment, like I mentioned. When we connect those dots, we shall foster creativity and innovation in the global spaces, but also in the African spaces, but also contextualize them within the spaces of our interest. The women in fashion that I mentioned, the women in design, the women in science, the women in law, the women in business, to mention but a few. And when we get these frameworks in place and coordinate, communicate, and collaborate, I believe that we shall build an environment that harnesses intellectual property using the digital tools and with the intention of addressing the gender disparity in Uganda. I thank you very much for God and my country.
Dr. Amina Zawede, representing the government as Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of ICT, reiterated the state's unwavering support for innovative endeavors within the ICT sector.
We have built now the capacity to trust our own systems. The safe border business is a Ugandan thing, isn't it? It is not foreign, so that is working towards enhancing and improving transport in this country, and so many more. We have fintechs at the airport. Those of you who have gone to the airport, whether to drop or to travel, I know as you walk out, if you didn't know, for those of you who still go to that ticket house to pay for your ticket, you can pay with mobile money. Do you know that? You can just log in your number plate into this, I think it is *127#, if I recall. Put in your number plate and then the amount of money you're required to pay will come, and you'll pay it off your mobile money and drive out. So, and the systems behind this are all Ugandan-based systems. So we have got to that level of building systems that we can trust as Ugandans, and are using them to improve service delivery.
A captivating panel discussion ensued, featuring esteemed personalities such as Miss Bonita Beatrice, Associate at Startup Africa, Shali Gladys Nachejwe, Senior ICT Officer and IP Specialist at the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Mr. Ajit Abraham, a Senior Officer at URSB, and Mr. Hakiza, founder of Ugabas. These luminaries shared their personal journey in the ICT sphere, debunking misconceptions surrounding IP and offering invaluable insights into monetizing innovations. Additionally, they shed light on URSB's policy tools designed to empower innovators with comprehensive knowledge of IP laws and processes.
And we also have an innovator among the stars who is developing an IP portal, and this will enable our ecosystem supporting innovators to put out there their IP. If I have if I have a patent, for example, on an application that I developed for health, can I put it out there so that other funders or investors, other partners, people who would like to utilize or work with me in line with growing that application, because it could have a different algorithm that is already not existing in the market. So these tools, I think I will encourage the innovators and the entrepreneurs amongst us to reach out. The National ICT Innovation Hub also has a platform whereby it avails this information out there for the innovators to continuously attain themselves with the knowledge, and as well as providing the different resources.
The event culminated with an enlightening talk by Honorable Mohamedin Sereko, emphasizing the importance of copyright laws and unveiling strategies for developers to monetize their innovations effectively.
Just like in legislation, we come to cure a problem. Software engineers, you must be taught what business is. Because what happens in these universities, you're only taught computer science. It's not business. Business is different. You understand what I'm saying? Business is that man in Chikubo you see coming without education and making money and coming up with $5 million that you don't have. And you come up with your great ideas, but you cannot come up with what Egesa came up with. Because Egesa is not necessarily the richest person, even in as much as he invented the algorithm of mobile money for digital financial inclusion. But who makes money? MTN. Not Egesa. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you're part of this ecosystem that gets us to the end, justifies the what? The means.
Overall, the IP conference served as a catalyst for fostering a culture of innovation while equipping participants with the requisite knowledge and tools to navigate the intricate landscape of intellectual property rights.